Okay, so let's rewind things. Here's how things started. LAPD was protecting ICE, all the way back here. You know, the ones wearing their masks that are kidnapping members of the community all over the country, not just Los Angeles. But people in LA was like, nope, we're going to go stop ICE. And so they've been protesting ICE. And here we see a veteran, and look, they walked right over his American flag that he had dropped to protect himself, because we know how we treat veterans in this country. Uh, and Cops are not going to be real kind to this veteran. No, not at all. And then watch what happens when he goes to walk away peacefully. They're going to grab him like a bunch of thugs and drag him back behind their lines where they can beat him down. And we've all seen this, right? This peaceful protester, and now the cops are using horses. If you know anything about horses, you know that horses do not want to step on people or run over people. Sure, they kick anyone walking behind them or anything walking behind them out of protection, but to get a horse to actually trample a human is not an easy thing, because they don't want to do it. But yet these cops are, they got these long batons, and okay, fine, I'll leave. No, this cop's going to slam him down. Let's see that again. No, yeah. Who's instigating what here? The cops are always instigating the violence, see? Whereas look at these. Remember when these Black Lives Matter protesters demonstrated the proper way to protest peacefully on horseback? Bravo to these brothers. That's the proper way to do it. Okay? But no, here we are in LA again this week. Look at the way they're using these horses. And these cops have these big, long sticks to beat peaceful protesters with. Like, how is that to protect and serve? Who are they protecting and serving? How is this guy scary when he's outnumbered by you guys? That's you're scared of this guy? Maybe you should pick a different job there. You don't have to fear so much, lady. And all of you, this guy too. Okay, because we all know now Trump doesn't want real press out there. And what happens? Boom. They shot this Australian reporter with a rubber bullet. And the very next day, the LAPD had an actual wall of cops where they wouldn't allow press in with the protesters after that. But here we are. So Gavin Newsom, LAPD said, we do not need your help, Trump, and we do not need National Guard. Trump sent them in anyway, but look. Oh, look how they're being treated. You're not seeing this on the news. Look how they're being treated by the Californians right there. Being treated with love and respect, because they're people too. But no, this lady right here, just trying to get to her home. She's trying to get to where she lives, and Officer Pew Pew shot her with a rubber bullet. Can't even walk the streets. Doesn't matter that there's a curfew in LA. People live in LA. And here we go. I've been telling y'all about actual mainstream media, and here they were reporting fake news, saying that people were trying to get into federal buildings, and this guy called them out on it. They were literally there with the police just so they could instigate more stuff like this. The police are firing on protesters. Protesters have been mostly peaceful. Of course, there's always going to be some shitheads. So, of course, Gavin Newsom.
Father's historic project. 3 co-equal branches of independent government. There are no longer any checks and balances. Congress is nowhere to be found. Speaker Johnson has completely abdicated that responsibility. The rule of law has increasingly been given way to the rule of Don. The founding fathers, they didn't live and die to see this kind of moment. It's time for all of us to stand up. Justice Brandeis, You said it best. In a democracy, the most important office, with all due respect, Mr. President, is not the presidency, and it's certainly not governor. The most important office is office of citizen. At this moment, we all need to stand up and be held to account, a higher level of accountability. If you exercise your First Amendment rights, please, please do it peacefully. I know many of you are feeling deep anxiety, stress, and fear, but I want you to know that you are the antidote to that fear and that anxiety. What Donald Trump wants most is your fealty, your silence to be complicit in this moment. Do not give in to him.
That part. And so nobody's giving in to Trump. This is not because of what Gavin Newsom said. People were already going out to protest ICE and this Trump administration. And this weekend is No King's Day, which happens to be Trump's birthday. What a perfect day to go out and protest in a city near you, because
we have some serious news right now. A man pretending to be an ICE agent robbed a business and tied up a woman during the business robbery in Mayfair, Pennsylvania. This is what many had feared would start to happen in America.
That's why we band together, because we know there's scumbags out there like that. And that's why we ask them to take off their face mask if they're working for ICE. Captain America has something to say.
Yo, Cap, what does the shield mean? What does that mean on your shield? What do you mean? No kings in America. Kings! That makes it okay.
No kings in America.
No kings! No kings! No kings! No kings! Make some noise!
Captain America just came and turned the whole everything up.
Be safe out there this Saturday and every day that you're out there protesting. Have each other's backs and watch out for instigators. We know they're in the crowds. Just like George Ford.